Your body unconsciously woke up. What's up, man? Thanks again for your help on that video. Like, that video wouldn't have been possible without your help, man. I really do appreciate it. I don't understand why people are upset that, like, the TF2 market didn't immediately crash. I made, like, an offhand comment on a stream a month ago saying that I feared that a video like this might impact the market. It might do something. It wasn't me, like, definitively saying, oh, hey, it's gonna kill the fucking game! The market's gonna fucking die! And I didn't say that. Of course, you take an offhand comment and then run with it and blow it up into something it isn't. That's just the internet. I sold my backpack because of you? I mean, should probably take that into greater consideration before you just jump into an action. If you can't eat because you sold your inventory, that's probably a good sign of bigger problems in your life. I don't think it's gonna do anything. The video serves to inform people. The video serves to inform people. It's not to say that the game is dead, or... Note, I didn't say that once in the video, by the way. Didn't say the game is dead. Didn't say the game is dying. I didn't make some proclamation that it's all over. Just laying out the facts. That's all it was for. Sold my baby to the black market because of your video. I'm sorry. Have I played gun game V-script mode that's in development right now? Yes, and it sucks. Just go play Open Fortress. That should not be inside of TF2. The gun game is gonna be the new game mode that they're gonna push. Infection, but it has no business being inside of TF2. Gun game is not TF2. Gun game is from... A gun game in TF2 is like taking a completely different game and then placing it inside of Team Fortress 2. This game is not an arcade. Stop trying to shoehorn other weird games inside of TF2. It's not what the game is here for. Go play Open Fortress, or if you want like an arcade game, go play Fortnite. And there are other places that have gun game that functions infinitely better than something that has been reverse engineered to fit inside of TF2. You made me sad. Keep up the good work. What a contradiction. Hope you're doing well. Keep being you. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Didn't realize how fucked the player count was because I never knew there was utility in such huge botnets. Yeah, item farms, man. Item farms. That's, like, the primary thing. I'm gonna put on... What 2 mellow albums should I put on? Probably Memories of Tokyo. Memories of Tokyo 2 will do, I think. That will do. So I don't really have a plan for this stream. I decided to hold one because I suspect people are going to have various questions about the video. I know it's a bit early. The video's only been out for a couple of hours. But, I suspect some people are going to have questions, and I can also elaborate on a few things that were in the video that I did not cover extensively inside the actual product, the finished product. Do you think Nintendo will go after the Source Filmmaker and Left 4 Dead 2 workshops? Probably not. Nintendo is just fucking weird. I don't understand why they're trying to ruin the fun and remove things that are not impacting their game's revenue. 6,500 views in 2 hours. The algorithm fucking hates you. My YouTube studio says it's at about 20,000 views. So, yeah, the counts don't update very often. It's very different. Like if I actually I can't because I have my other YouTube account open. But I don't know. I don't care about the views either. What I care about is just saying my piece, putting that out there, and being done with it. Because the whole thing of, you know, the whole thing of TF2 being heavily botted, most people knew this at some level, that this was the case, right? Most people already knew that this was happening, but no one really put two and two together and fully explained just how bad things really are. And it's been happening this way for years now. So. Also, something else that I wanted to kind of point out. Oop, that's the wrong window. Give me a second. Everything's broken. Not streamed in a hot minute, so things are just not cooperating. Where is Team Fortress 2? Let me pull you up. There we go. Yeah, so, let me, fucking... Oh, there's a botnet. Yeah, so, what I find personally hilarious is, where's my YouTube chat? It's just gone? The fuck? Hold on, let me put that back. Web source, browser source, YouTube chat. There you guys are, hello. I guess I'll have the webcam on for today too, so why not? So, something interesting that people don't really... It's like people have been putting two and two together here and there for quite a while now. The problem is that no one's really put all of the pieces together in terms of just the volume of bots that are in the game. And I don't know why people haven't done it before. I don't know why people didn't raise more alarm sooner. Again, everything in the video has just been out there in the wild, and people didn't put the pieces together. So that was the purpose of the video. That's why I made it. TF2 is a shambling zombie of a game. It's pretty telling if the player count spikes and when the event unusuals stop dropping. It's case farms and item farms is what those big spikes are. That's what you're looking at. That's what you're seeing. Also, why is my fucking camera zoomed in so much? Let me like make that a little more proper framing. There, it's a little better. My face isn't so big. See, here's the thing, man, and this is a point. There's actually a few things I didn't fully elaborate on in the video. I can go through those now if you guys want me to. Do you want me to go through those few points now? The video was originally going to be a lot longer, but I had to really trim things down for the sake of keeping the video engaging. And also, you know, if you're just throwing a bunch of numbers and math at people, then you're going to lose people very quickly. So I had to find a good middle ground between entertaining and informative. Otherwise, you know, I wouldn't be able to get the points across. And I could have just made like a 5-minute long video, but then if I didn't fully explain and go through everything methodically, people would simply be able to dismiss everything I present, which they've been doing for years. So I had to make this airtight and like irrefutable that this is what's going on. Basically. So, a couple things I didn't mention in the main video is I mentioned that if a game is free to play and if a game is live service, then it's pretty much guaranteed to be botted for profit. That's seen across many different games, and I only put in a few examples in the video, and there's many more. This fucking interested me as well. Unfortunately, we just don't have the data. We don't have the data back from way back when, because, again, Steam gets rid of data, and we can't see high-resolution player counts. We only have a monthly sampling. But when TF2 went free-to-play, the game spikes to 101,000 players. Which, sure, the game is free, it's relatively popular at the time. You're gonna expect a bunch of people. But I suspect that as soon as the game went free-to-play, the game was immediately flooded with bots, because they introduced the economy years before, and item drops years before. So naturally, as soon as the game goes free-to-play, you're immediately gonna have bots introduced into the game that are gonna start farming items for profit. And sure enough, they made those changes, or the second wave of changes to the drop system 2 years after the game went free-to-play. And what's funny is that the first wave of updates, right, from summer to, you know, Scream Fortress, this first round of updates saw massive spikes in players because we had a shitload of bots logging on and farming items during this time. But then after 2013, when was that update again? Gives you item drops. I have to refresh my memory on when exactly they changed it. When did they change it? Yeah, they tried that. So the drop system was introduced in 2010 before the game went free to play. Game goes free to play. Player counts explode. I suspect largely because you have a shitload of fake accounts, bots coming on to start farming items for profit. And then after that point, Valve starts making changes to the item drop system in order to prevent people from harvesting items. So, where was the fucking... I don't remember where it was. I have to find that screenshot that was in my video. Hold on. I still have it here because I'm just incompetent. Give me a moment. I have my project folders still open here. Here we go. And it was here. Yeah, so idling. Yeah, so in 2010 is when they made the first... is when they first introduced the drop system. And then 2 years after the game went free to play, then they heavily restricted how items were dropped into the game, so it made idling a lot harder. So Valve immediately realized upon making the game free to play that they were getting a shitload of item harvesters firing up. And I suspect that's what this initial jump is. You know, a lot of humans definitely logged on during this time, but definitely a shitload of bots started getting fired up just to immediately start farming items. And then we had a year of an unrestricted drop system where bots could just idle a shitload and get a ton of items here. And that's why we see massive spikes during every major update during 2012. And then come June of 2013, July 2013, when they restrict the item drop system and start actively addressing item farming, we no longer see giant spikes during updates except during End of the Line around this time. No other massive spikes in players, because during this window is when Valve actively started addressing bots by limiting item drops and also banning them. As the Valve employee said to Uncle Dane back in 2017. So they were actively addressing bots during this time. And then, after Meet Your Match came out, they effectively abandoned TF2. They realized they fucked up and they were done. So we see one last spike during Jungle Inferno. And this was mostly players coming back to the game. This was mostly players coming back to the game and hoping that Valve had changed the horrific matchmaking system. But then once people realized that that was it, then people left in droves. We still have a lot of background botting activity during this time, but it was definitely a lot lower, primarily because Valve was actively banning accounts, so it was a slight deterrent, even though it's still very easy to just make more accounts anyways. They were actively combating it, so you don't see crazy behavior in this window. But then, when Valve fully abandoned the game, guess what happens? Once they stop banning idle farms, sure enough, we see massive spikes during every single update. Because they don't punish idlers in any way, so naturally you're going to have massive bot farms fired up during every single update when Valve isn't taking any steps to prevent that from happening. So it seems like botting of this magnitude has been rekindled after 2018, once Valve stopped giving a shit, and had started immediately as soon as the game went free to play. We see that in games like Lost Ark as well. Lost Ark was free to play and had fucking something like 800,000 players, and then like 2/3 of that was bots, which is insane. And sure enough, over time, because the idle bots in that game genuinely impact gameplay, because the way they farm gold in Lost Ark is they have to actually play the game. And as a result, queue times were insanely long, and they were genuinely negatively impacting the gameplay experience. So the developers of that game actually stepped in and dealt with idlers. There's still lots of them in the game, but not nearly as bad as it used to be. But for TF2, because they don't impact the gameplay experience, Valve is freely able to go fully hands-off, and then that was it. And then they've just been able to proliferate since 2018, and the game has been heavily botted since then. Yes, World of Warcraft also has a lot of bots. I didn't research into that game very much. I know bots exist in that game. I don't know if Blizzard deals with them. I don't know how they deal with them. But I know they're there. So, RuneScape, I am unsure. Sadly, you can't see Blizzard game numbers. Yeah, you can. Blizzard doesn't actively publish the number of people playing their games. Not unlike Steam. Do you think the reason why Valve is neglecting the game, aside from its age, is the fact that most of the bots are making the money? Is the fact that the fact that if most of the bots are making the money, and most of the players aren't, no, bots aren't making Valve money. All of the cases that are being opened, so case openings, opening cases is the #1 revenue source from Team Fortress 2. During every update, there are still whales that open thousands of cases. Generally speaking, TF2 earns Valve probably somewhere between $5 to $15 million a year. It greatly depends on the popularity of the cases, you know, the quality of the content being added. Obviously, those numbers hit an all-time low back in 2021 when people were very much fed up with the quality of content. Last year was the most profitable because items got better, people were opening cases en masse. So, last year was probably TF2's most profitable year since likely 2019. That's my guess. I don't have definitive proof of that. I'm largely going off statistics that some workshoppers have shown me, and the rate at the percent that workshoppers get for each key, which is it's like Valve keeps 98.5% and the other 1.5% gets distributed amongst all the workshoppers. So at the end of the day, even if you get one item in the game and you're the only contributor, you probably get a paycheck of like $8,000. The first month, mind you, the first month. And then of course it tapers off after that because fewer people are opening the cases. So, we did it, Reddit, we saved TF2. Sneed. What is keeping me anchored in the TF2 community? I'm not anchored in the community. I'm not anchored in the community. I'm anchored in the game. I love TF2. I've been playing this game since launch. I've played it almost every day for the past 10 years. I love this game. I'm hopelessly addicted to how it plays. It's just fun. And over the past 8 years, I've been watching this game gradually just get the shaft in the worst way possible. And it infuriates me to no end. And it took me years to really become articulate enough and have the proper thought processes to really understand what was happening in order to start making content that criticized the game. Because when I started, I didn't do that, right? I was gameplay balancing and what have you, but then once I kind of started, I was able to focus on Valve's shortcomings and just how bad the game is being handled. Then at that point in time, I was just able to say it properly. And not enough people do. It still shocks me that even to this day, so few people openly criticize how TF2 is being treated. In terms of the bots, in terms of content quality, in terms of upkeep, in terms of fixing bugs and addressing other problems. It's nuts to me how few people actively engage in that discourse. And whenever you do, you're shut down. Or you largely used to be. People are coming around to it a bit more. But it's just crazy. Now that the video's out, I should open source all the data I collected. Yes, you can. Go for it. Make the data that we've been harvesting public. Go for it. There's no harm in that. I mean, ultimately, it's just data that comes directly from Steam. So, go for it. And if people doubt me, just run all of the same analyses. All of the data are fully public. All of the data are on the Wayback Machine, and Mega Scatterbomb is going to make our data record public. And if you want to do the same shit I did, go for it. Once Mega Scatterbomb figures out how he wants to make the data public, I'm sure he'll tell me. And I'll probably go ahead and make the teamwork.tf dataset public as well, and I'll just release the two CSVs, and then people can play with them however they want. So, good video, by the way. You didn't mention that idle bots are directly responsible for metal inflation and keys being worth a crap ton of ref now. No, yeah, you're right. I didn't mention that. I wasn't focusing on so much the repercussions of the bots, the reasons why bots are being run, you know, the mentality behind it. I was just only aiming to show that there's a shitload of bots. So. Oh, no, yeah. When I said I'm not spending another dime on TF2, I mean that. From the moment this video releases until Valve does something, which they won't, I'm not spending another dime on this game. I already cashed out 90% of my items. I only kept the items that I actively use, or my gentleman skin collection. But I'm not spending a cent on this game or any other Valve game until something changes. And more people need to do the same. Simple as. No, don't worry. I'm still going to Hungary. Don't worry. That is now planned for next month. Oh yeah. I also keep items that are gifted to me. I don't get rid of gifts or sell gifts unless the person who gives them to me actively says you can do whatever you want with this. So. Will I try to spread my video amidst community, including feuds like Array7, try to unite all with this info? Please, you're the only hope. I mean, what more can I do other than post it to YouTube? I can't make people watch my video. I can only put it out there, and if people want to watch it, it's already on Reddit. It's like as soon as the video premiered, someone posted it to Reddit, and people are talking about it. So it's on Reddit now. So. And ultimately, there is no... I was having this discussion with Lucid a little while ago today, where a lot of other games' communities are not as fractured as TF2's. Like, for example, take CS2. Like, all of the CS2 creators are just fucking fed up with how the game is being handled. They all share that same sentiment. They're all friendly with each other. Like, there's drama and there's beef and what have you, but I basically never see it. And I'm pretty involved in, like, all of that content and all of the bigger figures in that sphere. There's not much. And then you go look at TF2, and this kind of goes into the toxic positivity thing that I was touching on, where you have to uphold a certain image in the TF2 sphere. Otherwise, you're not going to be allowed inside of the biggest social circles. That's just how it works. Inside of the TF2 sphere. And it's the whole, you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of thing. And I experienced that immediately when I first started making TF2 videos. Like, as soon as I started getting a following on YouTube, I started experiencing that. Like, before any of my controversies. For example, German Peter reached out to me way back. I've not told anyone this, by the way. I've not told a single person this until now. Way back in the day, when I first started making YouTube videos, German Peter reached out to me back when he was still relevant inside the TF2 sphere. And he asked me, hey, you want to make a video about skins? Because I had made a video about skins and what have you. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And he's like, okay, you write the video, you edit the video, you make the video, you upload it on your channel, and then I will grace your video with my presence. No, I wasn't going to do that. That's effectively what it amounted to. And so, like, I experienced that kind of, like, doing each other favors kind of thing within the vocal spheres of TF2 almost instantly. And TF2 isn't the exception. This happens everywhere. It's not just TF2. But it's especially prevalent in TF2. Even, 5-6 years ago. Right? Even 5-6 years ago. It was pretty evident. No, yeah, and of course... TF2 is very fractionated. It's you have, item creators, YouTubers, other people, what have you. Everyone's all broken off in their different spheres. The TF2 Emporium being a very stark example of that, where it's largely been the same 15 to 20 guys effectively controlling the creation of items since 2015, or before that, since like 2014. So, very cliquey social spheres within TF2. But when it comes to, like, uniting TF2 under one banner, the only way it seemed to work is by putting the YouTubers at the forefront, which in a way kind of incentivized them to do it because it would be good for them. To me, the way I interpret this, the way I interpreted Save TF2, sure, it was done with good intentions, but it was handled in the worst way possible. And the only way that they can get something off the ground like that was to glorify the YouTubers. Like, here are the YouTubers, do what the YouTubers are doing. And then, of course, people follow suit, but the way that they did it was wrong. Like, the people will not unite unless the YouTubers are doing something, which is kind of fucked. How would I handle it? The way I said. Everyone needs to just start collectively saying, Valve, fuck you. Fix your game or I'm not spending money on your game anymore. Everyone needs to speak out about it. It shouldn't be spearheaded by a YouTuber. There shouldn't be any social incentive, which there was, to engage in Save TF2. Very strong social incentive for YouTubers to engage in Save TF2. And then when it didn't work, they fucked off. And why haven't they done it again? Why didn't they keep it up? Who knows? Should we all collectively quit TF2 and that's what's happening in CS2? I think the most effective thing that I've seen across any kind of boycott, just stop buying the product. It's not that hard. Just stop spending money on the thing that you don't want to support. It's that easy. Happens all the time. I don't understand why people don't do that for TF2. Seriously. Is there no hope for TF2 community uniting and start bullying Valve so they start doing something? I cannot see the entirety of the TF2 sphere uniting under one banner to do what needs to be done. I don't see it. Everyone's too fractionated, everyone's too opinionated. People like butting heads all the time. I just do not see it happening. I really don't. As unfortunate as that is. And that's why I say that we should not rely on YouTubers. It should be at the individual level. Like, if you are fed up, and I know fucking all of you are fed up with the state of the game, it's not that hard to just stop spending money on the game. And just publicly saying in any way you can, this is fucked. So we DDoS box openers and traders? No, that's not what I'm saying. Don't engage in illegal activity. Are you at least glad that TF2 still has concurrent player count of 15 to 20,000 players? Well, I said 25 to 30,000 players. And that is still really good for a 17-year-old game that has now been neglected for more than half its lifespan. That is pretty impressive. Like, it's still really good that TF2 still has that many people. Like, that's still in the top 50 games. That's in the top 50 games on Steam consistently. And has not once fallen out of that over the past, 12 years. Which is insane. That's really good. But it's not doing as good as everyone makes it out to be. Like, this fucking player peak during the summer, that was not real. I thought it was real. Like, because I never really thought about this, right? And like I said in my video, I've always known that there's bots. I've always known they're there. But I didn't really understand the magnitude of it until I saw that dip. This dip during the winter, or this crazy shit happening during winter. These massive botnets firing up to collect item cases and giftable drops. When I saw this back in December, I'm like, whoa, that's not real. And then Mastercom's made that tweet of like, oh yeah, there's no uptick in the number of humans inside of game servers, only bots. And what shocks me is no one with a platform, I saw a few people talk about this on Twitter, but no one made a video about that. No one said anything about this. These two openly public pieces of information, no one put two and two together and realized that this is all bots. And that's what kicked off the entirety of my video for me, was like addressing this and then going deeper and deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole. So. No, I think my community rant was absolutely warranted. I think it is. And again, TF2 is no exception when it comes to the whole toxic positivity thing. Because it looks good for your brand, right? It looks good for your brand. And people want you to uphold that because it makes for better content. I know people make entire careers complaining about things. People would say that I'm one of them, right? But in a lot of spheres, you just cannot speak ill or criticize the thing you're talking about. And that's especially prevalent in the TF2 sphere. Hello, JP. What's poppin'? Yeah, and it's you see that in Minecraft. You see that in Minecraft especially. Like for me, I'm fucking done with Minecraft. I was done with it years ago because the way they've been taking that game, the direction they've been taking that game, I'm over it. It's not the same game anymore. I think it's awful what they've done. But no one says that. No one heavily criticizes Minecraft. It's all just, you know, weird roleplay videos. Like, thank God I can still go back and play old versions of Minecraft and still have fun. Thank God that's an option, because I certainly don't like the modern versions of the game. But no, yeah, the toxic positivity thing, you have that being spearheaded by the biggest figures on Twitter, on YouTube, etc. And they will go out of their way, as I showed in my video, to try and shut down any kind of negative discourse surrounding the game. And I don't know why they do that. You know, I hypothesize it's good for a brand and what have you, but they just shut that down. It's weird to me that, like, if you actually care about the game and you want only good things for this game, why would you shut down discourse criticizing something that would ultimately make for a positive change? The only way things can get better is by talking about them, addressing the problems, addressing the shortcomings. But for some reason, doing that is apparently toxic behavior. I don't understand that at all. And I don't get where that mentality comes from, because I don't have it. Need my water. No, yeah, it doesn't even have to be tonally negative. It just has to mention a problem with the game, and then it immediately elicits that response. You're exactly right, Mega Scatterbomb. You are totally correct. Like, I can't even say in a flat, neutral... Like, for example... When I remade Starlight Serenity in 2 minutes, people were pissed. I had people being mad at me saying, oh, it's still good. And you have to think about the amount of effort someone put into that. People don't realize effort does not translate into quality. And therefore, criticizing something someone made, oh, you're hurting their feelings because they tried. And sure, they tried. That's not going to make it good. And yeah, I do agree. People do have low standards for TF2 because we've been deprived of quality care since 2017, roughly, right? So we take anything we get. And people praise it no matter what it is. People praising versus Saxton Hale, despite it being unplayable for 2 weeks after it was put in the game, could not play it. And then after it was released, it was a balancing nightmare, unfun to play. The novelty was interesting for a time, but then people immediately fucked off and then went back into normal games, right? Zombie Infection, even worse. Other shitty maps that made their way into the game over the past few years. Cosmetics, don't need to go through that again. You all know my opinions on that, right? But people just accept that because it's new. New is good. More is good. It doesn't matter. Bad content is worse than no content? I completely disagree. I would rather have no more hats and no more maps than only bad hats and maps. Simple as. When I made the ending the bot crisis, I laid out my plans for the anti-cheat. Some people immediately jumped to blaming me for the perceived increase in cheating bots and told me to shut the fuck up. I'm having some delusional people talk about me in other places. Because, like, I don't know why people feel obligated to, like, send me screenshots of other people's conversations about me. I just see them. They come across my desk. And so you have some schizo ranting about me in some Discord. Let me pull this up because it's kind of funny. Where was this? It was inside of this Discord. Give me a second. There's some fucking guy who's just unhinged, you know, saying some really crazy shit about my video, right? And I'll read one example to you. Just to give you an example of, like these people exist. Let me see. Give me, I'll scroll to it. Yeah. Where are you? I am an actively damaging figure in the community, and if you can't see that, then I don't know what's wrong with you. It was a clear, factual, non-biased presentation of it. So he says, if my video was a factual, non-biased presentation of information, he wouldn't give a shit. Was that not my video? How is it not a factual and non-biased presentation of the data? You're looking at this right now. I'm not manipulating anything here. And you have this guy seething about me simply because it came from me. If this video, same script, same tone, same content, if it came from Uncle Dane, if it came from Lazy Purple, if it came from Great Blue, if it came from any of those guys, if it came from El Maxo, they wouldn't be saying this. And that's just one example, right? And that's a mere few hours after the video came out, right? And these people are just willfully ignorant. Willfully ignorant for the sake of remaining in their sad state of unwarranted rage and anger against someone they don't even know. In other words, terminally online. Go outside. Maybe drink some water. Get some sun. Earned my respect and support from the start when you stood up and kept going, and the opinions about the game, mostly the art style as I learned graphic design. Keep it up. We love you. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Unfortunately, some donations here. Unfortunately, the whales hurt the game as much as the bots buying en masse no matter what, so it'll be hard to see a boycott with them around. No, yeah, you're true. And there was a video I watched recently, and there are game conferences where they tell developers, target the whales, because that's where like 98% of your revenue comes from, is the whales. You know, like you just go look at backpack.tf. Like 50 to 100 people control 95% of the wealth in the game. Right? And these guys are whales. A lot of them are whales. Like, I personally know people and have people on my friends list. Every update, they open like 5,000 cases. I wish I was kidding. Because they're specifically trying to get some combination of unusual effect in hat. Usually on older hats like a head prize or some other high-value multi-class hat. It's a very small percentage of people that mass unbox every update and keep the game afloat. Whereas most of us, like you and me, not so much. Like, I don't deny, over the years, I've poured in an ungodly amount of money in TF2. So when I publicly say, in a video like this, I'm done, I mean it. Because now you guys have to hold me to it. Because guess what's going to happen? The instant I spend money on this game, the autists that haunt my inventory and look at everything I do will be able to immediately call me out on it. So I'm done. Do you think it's a gambling addiction or just too much disposable income? It's both. You need the disposable income to fuel the gambling addiction. And a lot of them don't even have the disposable income. They just burn every cent they have, and it's kind of sad. No, yeah, and I should be called out. If I spend money on the game, rib me, fucking grill me, cook me, as they say. You know, ruin me. If you see me spend a cent on this game, hold me to my promise. And make fun of me for it. That's why I did it. I think more people would agree with your video if you didn't have 2 strawberries in your Windows search bar. Strawberries? What's a strawberry? I don't think I understand the statement. There's another donation, hold on. I think the bot crisis is affecting a lot of free-to-play games, and I hope someone makes a video documenting it more, or hell, even a full research paper. I feel like I did that pretty well for TF2. We'll see if, I mean, other people have done it for Lost Ark, other people have done it for Unturned. People do it for games when it becomes a problem. Just no one's done it for TF2 yet, which is crazy. Oh, right, there was something else I wanted to discuss. I want to show you something. So, another part of the video that I decided to not include was a bit more of a deep dive into the teamwork.tf data. And I want to show y'all that now. Where is that chart? Hang on, I'll find it. View as medium icons. Here we go. Open with paint. Here we go. Let me adjust this a bit. So yeah, so here is the full data record for teamwork.tf. Actually, should I open MATLAB? Nah, MATLAB is too slow. Maybe I will. It might be easier to work in MATLAB. Let me just do that. You get to see all the code I used. Let me quickly just... Hello? Where are all my scripts? Interesting. My scripts are just not there. Let me quickly open these. Let's see, where are my scripts? So, Mega Scatterbomb processor. We need the normal data processor, the data plotter. And I think the teamwork.tf data processor. There we go. Let me get to my actual data folder. Close you there, desktop. House, add my data folder, add the path. There we go. Cool, and let me quickly run this again. Oh, right, because I had it saved as a separate data file. Just a moment. Teamwork.tf all. There we go. So I don't need to run that again. Let me quickly bring this up over here and let me plot the entirety of the raw data. So we want... Actually, will this do the same segment I want? Actually, no. We want Steam's data. Give me just a sec, guys. Just a sec. Right, so I have to do home, import, and then data, open up a TF2 CSV. Take your shirt off? No, I'm not taking my shirt off. Someone elaborate what a strawberry is. I don't think I get it. Why are people spamming strawberries? I don't understand the joke. Can someone explain that to me? Inventing LMAO box, yes. Yeah, okay, so like this just shows that, like, yes, I put a lot of work into this video. Don't worry, this is real. Okay, so date, time, everything should be fine there. All right, so we need CT. Oop, CT, yes, TT, yes. And then all of that should be good. And this is teamwork.tf versus Steam. That should run now. There we go. Fantastic. Okay. So that's back in the Scream Fortress update. Let's go to the 20th of December 2020, which is when the data line starts, all the way until the 10th of April of this year, which is when that data set ends, and that will show everything. There we go. Okay, and so yeah, so there's the entirety of the TF2 data record versus teamwork.tf down here. That should be relatively clear. Let me adjust that real quick so it actually fills the screen a bit better. There we go. Nice. Okay, so one more thing that I wanted to discuss that I did not add in this video. So this orange curve, this orange line, this is TF2 data coming from Steam. This is from Steam's API all the way up until about January. I didn't do the full data set. And then this blue curve down here, this blue line, this is all the data that we have from teamwork.tf. Something I did not discuss is normal things you see in player activity. Like each of these spikes you see right here, this is Scream Fortress. Spike in Scream Fortress here, spike in Scream Fortress here, spike in Scream Fortress here. The spikes from each Scream Fortress update outnumber the amount of people that came online during the summer update. Which is kind of sad. Almost either slightly above or on par. So that's one thing. And then something else noticeable is like you have very interesting trends where TF2 reaches lower player counts in the winter and then they come up in the summer. Low in the winter, up in the summer. Low in the winter, up in the summer. It's really cool that we have this entire data set now, and then when I make this public, people can look at this themselves, and it's actually very, very cool. Like, I can adjust the Y scaling here real quick. Let me do that. So, Y lim 0 to like 26,000, a little more than that. Let's do 30. Here we go. Yeah, so there's the full data set. So, Scream Fortress, Scream Fortress, Scream Fortress. Unfortunately, teamwork.tf went down quite a bit during the summer update, so we only have little snippets of data. But it's still enough to see the general trend. Like, we see players come online for the summer update. Like, humans were there, just not that many. And it didn't surpass what we normally see during Scream Fortress. And then players tapered off rather quickly, and then not soon after, reached the normal player levels that we've been seeing pretty much over the past few years. Or after summer, yeah. Yeah, so this dip in 2022, this was a recording error in teamwork.tf, so this is a website issue. So this is not real, this little dip right here. I point that out in the video, like with a little pointer, like, hey, this is a fuck up on the website's part. And then each of these sharper dips right here, this is when we have API issues. So the API gets fucked for a little while, then comes back online. So these dips are not real either. So. Anywho, just wanted to just thought I would show that because I think it was pretty cool. Let me open up Steam again. What, can someone tell me what strawberries are? I don't think I understand. What's a strawberry? Did someone define what a strawberry is? I don't get it. It's my Windows 11 search bar. Oh, it's down here. Why do I have strawberries? What? Why are there strawberries here? I don't get it. Why do I have strawberries? That's bizarre. I don't know. Just fucking, that's random. I don't know how to explain that. New feature. I don't even like strawberries. Like, I'm not a big fruit fan in general. I just don't like strawberries. I'm not huge on them. I thought you were based. What? Because I don't like strawberries? Yeah, something else in the video that I did not elaborate on that I feel like I should clarify now, and partially describes... It kind of reinforces the validity behind, you know, there being botnets and what have you. Let me just bring you up. Recently... Where was this? It was about here. Yeah, so this right here. Let me just adjust that a little bit for y'all. So this right here. Whenever the guys who are harvesting item cases sell them to somebody, they only ever accept refined metal. They never accept keys, they never accept cash. And the reason for that is because when you get a piece of refined metal, you can break that back down into scrap. And then you can reform that scrap back into refined metal. And that effectively launders your money. It makes the transaction, the trade, untraceable. So it can't be traced back to their bots. So whenever they get a hold of all that refined metal, they just distribute it all to their other bots, and they break it down and then reform it, and then it cleans their items. So they can't be traced. That's why they only ever accept refined metal. Which to me kind of reinforces the validity of like, oh yeah, this is some shady shit that's going on. And here's the thing too. I was told that harvesting cases is not profitable. I don't know if I believe that. 2 million cases, roughly, translates into about $3,000. Going based off of like the lower end price of 0.05 ref per case. It's about $3 grand for 2 million cases. So that's like $3,000 a year, which doesn't make sense. So they're doing something else to make a profit, or they're just genuinely doing this for the fuck of it, for the fun of it, right? My suspicion and this is a wild assumption, this is my hypothesis, I've not tested this hypothesis, but this is what I think is happening, is that this is a way to get more refined metal to make more untraceable transactions for laundering CSGO items. Because it's very much well known that TF2 items are used to launder CS2 items after they've been scammed. I suspect that this might be tied into it somehow, but I just don't know. Does Valve profit from this? No. Valve does not profit from this at all. Because they just dispense the case to the free account and to the free game. So Valve earns no money from case drops. Is Valve stupid? No, Valve is not stupid. They're very much aware of what's happening. The problem is they just can't really address it because they're stretched too thin, as they say. Like there are obvious ways to mitigate this. You can very much do manual bans. Oh yeah, also by the way, most of the bot farms are in Russia. That's just also very well known. They're all Russian. Very few bot farms are located outside of Russia. I also found that out. If you go back and look at my videos premiere, you'll see some of them talking in the chat in Russian, saying, "Thank God one guy said, and I translate this, "Thank you for killing this awful game," in Russian. You can go back and look at the live chat, by the way. I mean, ultimately, like, and I said this in the video, item farms don't hurt the game. They make the game look more populated, but they don't hurt the gameplay experience itself. Personally, I don't give a shit. It's a side hustle. These guys are exploiting a system that Valve does not maintain for money. Go for it. In fact, I applaud you. You're making bank where you can, and Valve isn't doing shit. I mean, bravo for doing that. You're not hurting the game, I don't give a fuck. But another big point of the video is that my work shows just why so few cheater bots can actually cripple the game. Because if there really were 70,000 people, then those few cheater bots wouldn't be doing anything. $2,000 cheating bots can do it. It's less. It's usually about 1,000 cheater bots. And that's a generous estimate. One person, I don't remember who, boasted that they were hosting up to 400 bots. But that's very much unrealistic because that requires a lot of resources. At minimum, if you want to run a cheater bot, you need 750 megabytes of RAM. And that's just to load the map. So if you want to run 400 bots, you need a lot of resources. So I didn't believe that. And I myself went into several bot hosting discords to do my research. And a lot of the self-admitted numbers are people running anywhere from 10 to 100 bots on their own hardware or using virtual private servers. And you have people that specifically target certain regions, you have people that specifically target certain maps, what have you. But it's a lot of small-time actors doing this. And it's a lot of bizarre mental illness as well. Like, you have a bunch of guys that are trying to one-up each other, like, oh, my bots are better than yours or more annoying than yours. It's very bizarre. Like, it's you know, a lot of mentally ill behavior and, like, just really just not okay people. There are 200, 250 cheater bots at most right now. Most hosters quit after X64 update broke their cheats. I mean, they're gonna get fixed. Actually, no, that's not true. You know why? Because you can still run the game in 32-bit. You can still run the game in 32-bit, and you can still connect to 64-bit servers on a 32-bit client. So cheaters simply needed to add one line in their executables saying launch in 32-bit, and they can still cheat in the game no problem. They did not need to update their cheats. To my knowledge. And also text mode is still allowed, using, from what I've seen, cracked versions of the game. Even though Valve back in like 2009, 2010 made it so you can't run the game in text mode, you can still do it. You can still do it. And that's why you can have tens of thousands of idle bots on the main menu, because you can just run them for effectively no hardware cost. So what is text mode? So that's literally just running the raw code of the game without having to render anything, without having to actually have the game showing somewhere, which uses a lot more a lot more computer resources. So if you're just running the raw code, the raw computations, it requires far fewer resources. They have to replace the whole game directory and spoof the game version, but that's way easier than updating the cheats for x64. Thank you, Mega Scatterbomb. There you go. There's your confirmation that they can still run cheats without having to update them to 64-bit. For the time being. Does Valve tolerate bots so TF2 seems more popular? No. Valve is just negligent. They don't work on TF2 because it's not in their best interests to do so. The game doesn't earn them that much money. There's not that many people playing it. They'd rather focus on the bigger moneymakers and the more interesting projects. Because why in the hell would someone work on a 17-year-old game when they can work on the brand new game, or the VR headset, or the Linux machine, or the brain chip interface, right? Why would you touch a 17-year-old game? The idlebot hosters are sending out skin like the idle, like, again, like, idlers don't give a fuck. Like, they're making money, and I respect it. I respect it. You're on the grind. You're exploiting a system from a shitty company that is not maintaining their games. So if anything, I'll buy you a beer, because fuck Valve. Cheaters can go fuck themselves. Don't get me wrong. Cheaters can suck a dick. Yeah, the contract, yeah, Joshi is doing what is allowed. Whatever he is allowed to do is what he works on. Otherwise, he's basically the Janny and does whatever Valve tells him to do. From my understanding, they implemented 64-bit so they can add more longevity to the game. It definitely improves the game's performance. Like, my frames are beautifully stable now, and I fucking love it, which is great. I love that shit. But it also makes it so they can keep adding more stuff into the game without it fucking dying. I have over 300 to 200 FPS with 32 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, dude, I run 64 in this computer, and I cap my frame rate at 200. It does not shift from that at all, unless I'm playing on like a terribly optimized map. Why do you think TF2 is dealing with such a problem like this? What's your thoughts? I mean, TF2 is dealing with a botting problem because the game is not maintained. The game is not cured. Like, the Valve just does nothing. They don't do what they need to do to ensure the game is functional. That's the only reason why it's happening. Am I going to keep playing TF2 for fun still? Absolutely. I love this game. Thank God we still have, you know, community servers where we can still go and play the game. I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful for the people who run them. And I mean, I have my own server. I run a fucking vanilla TF2 server that is always there if people want to use it. Do I suggest some kind of boycott on Valve? I mean, effectively, yeah. If you, at an individual level, are fed up with how TF2 is being handled, stop spending money on the fucking game, because you're financially incentivizing them to keep things as they are, and tell Valve, I'm fucking done. Fix your shit. If enough people do that at an individual level, it will come together and make a much bigger impact than just getting a bunch of YouTubers together and having them do it for us. Won't do anything. Can I still trade for items if I get keys and stuff from third-party sites? Yes, you can. I mean, so if you're buying stuff off a third-party site like Manco Store, you're not directly giving money to Valve. Someone else already spent the money to get the items from the game. So you could, you know, manipulate that line of thought into saying, oh yeah, I'm not actually giving Valve money if I buy it off of somebody else. But ultimately, you are buying into the entire game's economy, and keeping it going, which won't detriment Valve in any way. In fact, it would still keep helping them inadvertently. Ignoring the disaster that would occur from shutting the economy down, do you think TF2 Valve servers being shut off would end the crisis so long as players could host their own independent servers? I mean, that's how TF2 started. When TF2 launched, the only option was community servers. Players would host their own servers and the game was totally fine. Official Valve servers weren't introduced until 2013? I think 2013. Someone might have to fact check me on that. But official Valve servers weren't put in the game until like 2012, 2013. It was always community servers. And that's what Quick Play put you into, were community servers, most of the time. But then Valve wanted to start normalizing the experience for people coming to play the game. And so they introduced their own servers. And that was the first blow to community servers. That was the first blow. And then when Quick Play was swapped out for the terrible matchmaking system, then that was the final blow to community servers. So if Valve turned off their own servers, things would just go back to the way they were before 2012, 2013. And the game was doing pretty fine then. Similar amount of players. People who actually want to play the game would still go out of their way. But also think about it this way. Gaming is very different now than it was 12 years ago. Look at gaming in 2012. You had to actually kind of understand how a computer works in order to play a game. Find a server, find people to play with. There was a few more steps between installing the game and playing the game, right? Whereas now, gaming has been dumbed down so much that it has to be click, click, play. Otherwise, people are not going to bother. Unless they're genuinely interested in playing your game. And for TF2, that's very obvious that we have the same player base, roughly, still interested in playing the game, that would go out of their way to just do the click, 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 play, instead of click, click, play. Thank you, High GPS, for doing click, click, play, or click, play. That was a good bit you did in that one video of yours. I use that often. We really need a stronger movement than Save TF2. Yes, we need a movement that is centralized around the players addressing the problem, and not YouTubers circle jerking themselves into oblivion, encouraging people to tell Valve we love the game, but be nice about it. No, this is the thing to be upset about. It's okay to be angry about this. It is okay to be upset about this. I don't understand why that's taboo. The game is not playable. It's flooded with cheaters and bots. It's okay to be upset about it, and to demand for better, and to ask for Valve to fix their fucking game. More people need to do that. Simply. Simple as that. Am I still on 2 Mellow? No, I'm not. I need to probably put something on that's not copyrighted. Also, love 2 Mellow. 2 Mellow is great because he doesn't copyright strike you if you play their music. Great guy. Play Bomb Rush Cyberpunk if you haven't yet. Give me like 20 seconds. I really need to go piss. I will be right back. Where's my BRB screen? Okay, I'll be right back. Give me a second. Okay. We're back. We are back. Been drinking too much water lately. Anywho. How do you suggest finding good community servers? Are there websites out there that compile lists? Not really, unfortunately. I mean, you just have to experiment and see what servers fit your tastes. That's the only way to do it, honestly. Do you think I'll be finding myself moving to a new game? I don't know, man. I really don't know. I like the game too much, and I still have 2 more videos. I still have 2 more videos to make about this game before I really consider myself done with TF2 content. 2 more videos I want to make. Well, actually 3, because 1's already done. I just have to hit the release button. Is there a better way to prevent botnetting? I don't know. I really don't. I'm not the person to ask. I'm certain there are some solutions that could be taken, or some actions that can be taken, but I really don't know what they are because that's not my field. Thank you for pointing out in the video how ridiculous the treadmill work cope is. It's basically admitting that Valve is too fucking lazy to work. Yes, the treadmill work argument is immensely stupid. Because 90% of the jobs in the world are treadmill work. Road maintenance, mowing your fucking lawn, doing your laundry. You don't stop doing those things because you're gonna have to do them again. No, you keep doing them and keep up with them because that's your job, it's your responsibility. That's what you have to do from your day-to-day. Pay someone to do the work. I myself think that Valve sees TF2 as inconsequential money-wise and are only keeping it active to prevent a lawsuit. No matter the pushback, Valve values its free will over any kind of outside opinion. The only reason why Valve keeps TF2 going is for the sake of CSGO's market. And here's why. Imagine if Valve shut down TF2. The microeconomy that birthed all other microeconomies. What do you think CS2's player base would think? If all of a sudden, oh, all of these virtual items suddenly went away. If this economy just vanished out of thin air, they're all gonna realize, oh shit, I don't actually own all of this stuff. All of this is not real. This can be turned off at any time, at the whims of the game company. If they turned off TF2 and made this go away, there would be fucking panic in CS2's market. And also Dota, right? That's why they don't turn TF2 off. Yeah, people will lose confidence in the economies in Valve's other titles that earn them a lot more money than TF2 does. They have a terms of service. You think people read that shit? You think raise your hand if you have read Valve terms of service. Type 1 in chat if you've read Valve terms of service front to back. I didn't. I sure as shit didn't. I don't know what I signed up for. You know, I got no fucking clue. Yeah, a whole lot of no. Whole lot of no in the chat. No one's read Valve terms of service. No one fucking knows what their rules are. They don't tell you what they can and can't do with your shit, the money you spend, your items. Valve can just turn those games off, and then you're done. You're gone. You signed up for that when you installed their software. So that's why they don't shut down TF2. It keeps their other economies going by inadvertently keeping people happy that their items are real, so to speak. People also wouldn't trust future economies by Valve if they turn them off. Yes, exactly right. And there have been other live service games in the past that have in-game items that have just been turned off, and people get pissed, but then they eventually move on to the next game because what other choice do they have? And there won't be a next TF2. Could the situation change if a developer who cared very much about the game started working on it? I don't know. Probably, but the problem is that whatever developer picks up TF2 would not be Valve. Nor would it be the original people who worked on the game, so Lord knows what direction they would take TF2 in. Ultimately, it would be good if you could find some developer that would try to adhere to the game's original vision as closely as possible. I mean, that would be the ideal scenario. Hand off TF2 to someone who understands what TF2 is, and will try to preserve it for what it is as much as they can, instead of trying to turn it into a fucking Fortnite clone. Which has been happening for years now. Unfortunately, at Valve's own whims, it's been turning into a fucking Fortnite clone. Because that's what makes money! Also, the money argument of like, oh, they don't work on TF2 because it doesn't earn them money. It's in a company's best interest to keep all streams of profit flowing. Sure, TF2 might earn Valve only $15 million a year, but that's still $15 million fucking dollars. Why would they just go, nah, fuck that. We don't care about this $15 million. Sure, CSGO's billions dwarf what TF2 earns, but why would they just ignore that? That's like Gabe's bonus, right? That's like Gabe's bonus at the end of the year, is the profit from TF2. It's like their holiday vacations. Like when they take everyone to Australia or New Zealand or whatever. No, I agree. I think outsourcing TF2 to a third party is the worst idea possible because you're not going to be able to find a developer or someone that understands what TF2 is and will try to maintain that. They just won't. They'll try to make it profitable again and try to get more people involved in the game. And it'll just completely change what TF2 is. So. All games are effectively with cheaters. It's not just TF2. No, I know. Like, there are countless games plagued with cheaters, and many game companies don't address them because they still make money by not doing so. People still play the games. People still engage in the gacha. Still open those cases. CS2 being an example of that. Is it over? I mean, I consider TF2 over when the final populated community server dies. When that happens, when you can't find a full game in TF2 anymore, then it'll be dead. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Still a little ways to go. Why isn't cheating in games made illegal? Legit question. Manipulating software in a video game goes against their terms of service, and a game company can sue you for that. It does violate an agreement that you make with the game company, and technically they can take you to court for that, but it's just not efficient or profitable to sue individual people for cheating in a game, so they just don't bother. Do you think there'll be people, as always, that will try to disprove your video? People already are. Like, there's already people, you know, some Reddit threads I've seen on other boards, and people already trying to disprove what I put in the video. I mean, am I surprised? No. Because again, like I said earlier, if my video was made by Lazy Purple Uncle Dane or some other mainstream YouTuber, then people would just take it without question. But because the video comes from me, then of course it's going to be dismissed outright. Simply because it comes from me. I don't want people to feel depressed about the state of the game. I want people to get angry. Like, be mad. It's okay to be upset about this. And hopefully that will incentivize people to take the right kind of action. Only reason companies sue individual cheaters is to send a message. No, yeah, I know. Valve has gone out of their way to issue cease and desists and ban and make examples out of some of the bigger cheaters in the TF2 sphere, but they just came back. Because guess what they have to do? If it's a hardware ban, they can get around that easily. If it's an IP ban, they can get around that easily. They just have to make a new account and then go right back to what they were doing. I've been mad since Meet Your Match. I'm just tired. This year is going to be 10 years to start playing TF2. I am very tired too. My next video is going to be about Meet Your Match. I'm not gonna, so that's, I'm not gonna keep this one a secret. My next video is gonna be about Meet Your Match and how, I'll leave it at that. The next video is gonna be about Meet Your Match and just the egregious mishandling of TF2 for reasons that were antithetical to the game's original design and original purpose. That's what's coming next. What do I think the right actions are? I've already said this a few times. Stop spending money on the game and tell Valve you're fed up. You have enough people at an individual level doing that, you're gonna make an impact. Simple as that. Will it be similar to Lister's Meet Your Match video? Lister does a very good job at painting the timeline of actions that took place, and not the issues with the game design, the issues with the philosophy behind matchmaking, in short, trying to turn TF2 into a competitively focused game, a game that was focused more on ranking up instead of having fun. Why did that happen? Where did that come from? Oh, competitive gaming becoming more popular inside of the gaming space. So naturally, Valve is going to try to twist that and warp that and make TF2 that. He was not harsh enough and didn't point out the reasons why. So that's what I'm going to do. What shifted in Valve personnel? New people coming in. You have Valve employees who came in around 2013, 2014 that were specifically pushing for TF2 to be handled in a more modern, competitive sense. And they were spearheading these actions and these updates within Valve. And that's one of the main reasons why we got a shitty update like Meet Your Match. Mentioned in the video, Steam mashed the data points as time goes on to save space and use SteamDB in the video, but I'm curious why you didn't use Steam Charts, which seems to use snapshots like you did. Steam Charts is a lot buggier. Steam Charts goes down way too frequently and has a lot more junk data than SteamDB. And also, because I can directly tap into the API, I don't need to worry about getting junk data. I don't know why Steam Charts is fucking broken all the time. Like, I wonder, like, for some reason, if I go to Steam Charts right now... Yeah, for some reason, the data quality is way worse than what you get out of SteamDB. Like, what is this? Why did we go to 0 here? What's going on here? We have these really bizarre resets. Also, I can't download the data from this, and also I cannot scrape the data from this website. So I would have to go data point by data point and manually transfer the data. So that's why I did not use Steam Charts. I've heard rumors he's taking me to marry more, but I don't want to marry more. I want to marry more. I don't have no... What the fuck are you talking about, Richter? What does it even mean? My only fear with another movement is that Valve will just go, eh, and not care or respond, which is likely. And how do you think the community would even go about this? I mean, it's like, I think you asked that question just a moment ago, but I missed your donation. So, why did you upload the video in late April and not early May? I don't know, just the timing of the video being done. Honestly, I just wanted the video to be done. I've been working on that. I worked on that video since December. It took a very long time to get everything where it needed to be in order to just have in order to have the video be good. It took that long. And I didn't want to delay it any further, and it was just a good time. Where did I learn to scrape data? Self-taught. It's not hard. It just depends on how the website's hosted. Like, thankfully for SteamDB, all you have to do is inspect element, and you can copy and paste. It's not hard. I could have written something in Python to do it for me automatically, but the amount of time it would have taken me to figure out how to code in Python, which I'm not very fluent in Python, would have been longer than the time it took for me just to copy and paste all the data. So I just copied and pasted everything. Python is easy. I just don't like how it handles packages. I think it's a lot clunkier than what I'm used to, and I'm used to MATLAB. I could have also coded something in MATLAB to make it work, but I didn't want to waste the time. Would I say TF2 is truly dead soon? No, I don't think so. I don't think TF2 is going to die, spiritually anyway, for quite some time. I mean, shit. You have Solarlight putting out a video about Demo Night again. That gets 250,000 views in 2 days. Does that mean the game's dead? No. Spiritually, the game's doing just fine. MATLAB just uses its own scripting language. So MATLAB is very similar to Python. Like, in terms of the syntax, it's almost identical in some ways. A lot of it transfers. What's the best way to donate? Just like the video. Like the stream. If you want to support the channel, just like the videos of mine you watch, and like the streams. I don't ask for anything else. If you want to give me money, then feel free to do Patreon, I guess. Feel free to do Patreon. Or do the YouTube donations as you see people doing, which I'm very thankful for. Don't get me wrong. Thank you for all the money, by the way. It helps a lot. It helps a lot. Because, like, you know, it's not... I don't do this shit for free. It costs money. TF2 does have a large community, so the fact that it just doesn't... Yeah, like I said in the video, people love talking about the game. TF2 is the Sonic the Hedgehog of Steam games, of Valve games. Everyone knows who Sonic is. Everyone's familiar with the characters. Everyone knows chili dogs. Yeah, everyone knows what Sonic the Hedgehog is. But not that many people are playing a Sonic game in the world right now. A lot more people talk about Sonic the Hedgehog than they do play the games. And that's just like TF2. How do you donate? Thank you again, $5. Thank you again, Star. You keep throwing fucking money at me. Also, funny meme. I saw you post that. I don't feel like reading it. Have you seen / follow the things that are happening with the bot hoster cheaters right now? The informant document? I'm not familiar. The TF2 community is also pretty similar to the Sonic community. I mean, you have a lot of furries. You have a lot of furries in both. That's very true. A lot of furries in both communities. It's a whole mess on Twitter. Do I even bother to look? I'll peek at it. Is there like a hashtag or something? Is there something specific I should search so I can see what's going on? I just want to take a quick peek at it. I'm not gonna show it because I don't want to show Twitter on YouTube. I feel like that's a mistake. Just like Ew, Twitter. Yeah, maybe I won't. I'll just let that fester. I'll let that fester. Thanks for the content. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. How dare you subject us to Twitter? Yeah, I won't subject you to Twitter. It's not really worth it. So from what I understand about the whole doxing of the bot hoster is that someone on Twitter doxed him, or tried to dox him. I don't know if it was successful. I don't know if the information that they found was real or not. But apparently they did. And from what I heard, they also inadvertently doxed someone else completely innocent. And then people got mad at them for doing that. But were also initially supporting the doxing of the bot hoster. And then they started getting harassed or whatever. And then they closed their Twitter. They deleted their Twitter. And then Omegatronic got their Twitter handle and then started tweeting under their handle, basically sucking himself off, which is kind of hilarious irony. But there's probably a lot more to it that I just don't know. It's fucking weird. And I also saw the tweet from the person who was doing the doxing asking for money while it was happening. Not a good look. Timing of that was really bad. Like, you don't start asking for money once you start getting traction in a few posts doxing somebody. It was fucking wild. That's all I know. It was a mess. I know I'm missing a lot of details. And some of the shit that I said's probably wrong. I'm just repeating what I saw via osmosis. Interpret those actions as you may. Dollar from Goober, thank you. Thoughts on Higurashi? Oh, Higurashi's great. I won't get into anime discussions because that's not why people are here. We'll save anime discussions for the next stream. TF2 community has been so cringe lately. The doxing crap is the cherry on top. Yeah, it was a bit of a shit show. I completely agree. Yeah, the community has been just... I mean, what do we have left other than to eat our own? Right? What else does this player base have other than to just bully each other into oblivion? Making videos about the same things, or what have you, just... Ugh. Yeah, the what? I find that interaction with you and Shork to be rather hilarious on Twitter. I censored your names in the video, because, you know, I don't want to, like... Zesty's trying to incite harassment! But that interaction was fucking stupid. Him coming forth and saying, oh, you just can't say something negative or be critical about a piece of content, otherwise cringe? Yeah, so, the context for this, the what did a tier list of the war paints in TF2. He placed a lot of the subjectively terrible, or I should say, objectively terrible war paints into garbage tiers. One of them he listed as stinky and smelly, and another listed, how did this get in the game? And because he had those two negative tiers, Shork strong arms his way into the argument and goes, you shouldn't be having these negative tiers in this list. It's kind of cringe. You shouldn't be saying things that are negative. It's like, what? We're not allowed to criticize a piece of content being put in the game? I have the exact tweet here. I'll pull it up. Hold on, because I have it screenshotted like an autist. Where are you? Hold on. I have it saved. There you are. Yeah, so in his words, having two negative ranks that directly insult the war paints is, kinda cringe. Do all workshop reviewers have to fall into toxicity? I guess I just don't understand the need to be like that. I just want peace. So apparently, calling a piece of content bad is now toxic. Being critical of a piece of content, calling it stinky and smelly is now toxicity. Remember what I said about toxic positivity? This is a good example of that. Yeah, criticism is not bullying. Sorry. Criticism is not harassment. Non-constructive criticism is not harassment. It is up to the intellect of the individual to parse whether or not criticism is useful for them. And they should just ignore the pieces of criticism that are not constructive or informative. Oh, YouTube chat broke? Here, hold on. Oh, there we go. We're back. I fixed it. Genuinely convinced that some of these TF2 YouTubers are regular affiliates of the Emporium? Yes, some of them are. And a lot of the discourse on Twitter comes from people within the Emporium who get very, very upset if you dare openly criticize anything that is in the game or anything that's being made for the game. Again, I don't know where the toxic positivity comes from, but by nature of being on the internet, people are gonna talk about what you do. The TF2 Emporium is an amalgamation of content creators that has been around since the early days of TF2, where a vast majority of the content in the form of hats, maps, unusual effects, and skins comes from a very small subset of individuals making content for the game. That's what the Emporium is. And it is a very cliquey, very hugboxy, very sectioned off sphere of TF2, where if you don't appeal to their sensitivities, their sensibilities, they will alienate you and bully you. There's a lot more to it. That video comes later. But it's not a good place to be. And it's full of very, very vindictive people. Vindictive people that don't want to take responsibility for anything. Blame all... It just... Oh my god, you'll see. You'll see. I honestly think that the reason for Valve's abandonment of TF2 is because it hurt the company's pride. They're afraid that if they make another mistake like Meet Your Match, their reputation will die. If Meet Your Match didn't ruin the game's reputation, or Valve's reputation, then I don't know what will. If the fuckery happening with CS2, my dogs are barking. If the fuckery happening with CS2 didn't kill Valve, what will? You know? I'm waiting for my dogs to stop barking. Yeah, Valve's reputation is not the best. They're doing a very good job of making themselves look bad in many ways. But no, yeah, I find that whole interaction on Twitter just to be insanely stupid. Like, saying that calling a Warpaint stinky is toxicity? No, it's not. We are allowed to say we don't like something, and if you consider that toxic, then maybe the internet is not the place for you. Potato mic, is the audio okay? Is my mic shit? Is my mic okay? Is it bad? How is my microphone? I assume it's fine. If it's bad, it's bad. Mic check? Sweat check? It is hot today. Yeah, even saying I hate it is a fair criticism. Yes, I hate your Warpaint. What more do you want for me to... what more do you want me to say? You need slow mode. We have over 700 viewers. Nah, I don't. I think we're fine. I don't. You need slow mode when things are genuinely uninterpretable, but things are... the pacing is fine enough for me. Just finished the video. A lot of things on my mind, but do you think if we talk with our mouths, it will backfire? Instead of they fixing the box, they just abandon... Valve has already abandoned the game. Us talking about the game can do nothing worse. The game's already up shit's creek. Talking about it is not gonna put it up there any further. Simple as. The right thing to do is talk about it. We stopped spamming strawberries. The fucking strawberries down here is so dumb. Oh, God. I think most people are just afraid of harassing the wrong people. Don't harass people. You're not supposed to harass anyone. Like, why does it have to be harassment? Saying that the game is being mistreated is not a form of harassment. Being vocal and stern about it is not harassment. Being negative about something is not harassment or toxicity. It is absolutely warranted. Fucking strawberries. Oh, right, there was something else I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember what it was. Shit. There was one more thing in the data that I wanted to cover, and now I can't remember. It's gonna drive me insane. Fuck! Oh, yeah. So, something else I didn't include in the video, when it came to the percentages, like the fluctuations and what have you, in a game. So, for example, you go to something like Helldivers, right? These daily player fluctuations look like they represent about 50% of the peak player counts. So, like, you go from 166,000 down to 48,000, right? So it's 120,000 divided by 163,000. So what is that? That's actually close to like 75, 80%. That percentage is robustly consistent for every video game. I ran that analysis on 4 months worth of data for 25 other games. And I analyzed 100 games in total. And that is a robust, consistent behavior. That the size of the player flux is roughly the same percentage of the peak player count on each day. And where I get my figures of, like, you know, 75% for Apex and 50% for TF2, that's over an average of 4 months. And for TF2, over an average of 3 years of data. That 50% is robustly consistent, and has been the same way since late 2020. I didn't, like, pull that out of my ass, just to clarify. It took a long time. It actually took a really long time for me to figure out how I can show that there are the bots in it. Because there's several ways to do it. You could do various forms of signal processing. You could do, like, Fourier transforms. But for me, I thought just keeping it as simple as possible would be better. Otherwise, you'd lose people. How does Dota still get 500,000 people? You still have a lot of people that enjoy being angry at video games. Because I have not found a single happy Dota player. Do you think you can do a Fourier and break the cycles down into its constituent waves? And yes, I did. And when you do that, you see, okay, so this is explaining high-level math in a way that's not easy to do live. So a Fourier transform breaks down a waveform signal into its base frequencies. So for example, I can go into a game like Dota, right? In this game, we have one dominant frequency of about 24 hours. And what happens when you do a Fourier transform, I'll just do a quick little doodle. Like, say you have some fluctuation of data like this. So you have time, and then you have, say, number of players. A Fourier transform takes these data and converts it into a frequency and power spectrum. And so you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. What you're going to see is a spike in power at 1 day, because this is a dominant frequency. And you see that spike in power at daily frequencies in pretty much every video game. But then if you compare the values of power for TF2, it's way, way lower. And there's a lot of garbage, junk, higher frequency stuff at the beginning of the Fourier transform that's indicative of a higher level of bonding activity and random behavior. Because if there were no strong frequencies in this, then your Fourier transform would just be a random wiggle gradually taping off in your frequency spectra. But as you can tell by the reactions in chat, probably not the best way to pose a video is by giving some high-level math on why there are bots in the game. So I didn't go down that route. This is calculus we're talking about. So that's why I didn't do it. Yeah, my data breakdown was another correct and more easily digestible method that I felt was the best way for people to understand how it works. Calc 3? No, it's mostly Calc 1. Because when you're doing a Fourier transform, it's just basic integrals and derivatives. You don't need to go into 3 dimensions for that. You can go into 3 dimensions, but you don't need to. Apple juice or orange juice? Probably orange juice. I like a little acidity. Am I a mathematician? No, I have 2 degrees. I have a degree in geophysics and I have a master's in geophysics, and that required me to take 4 years of high-level math courses. So I've taken math courses all the way up through partial differential equations, and I have a math minor, a 4.0 math minor, which is fucking hard, but I did it. So I know math. I know some maths. Not good at it, but I know it. Don't worry. Everyone sucks at math. It's just a matter of motivation. I sucked at math. When I first started college, they put me in remedial because I didn't know shit. But I was motivated to learn and to understand what I was doing, so I grinded. I practiced and practiced and practiced, and I got better and better and better until I got A's. And that's how I got my math minor, with a 4.0. Anyone can do it. You just have to work really fucking hard. And then, of course, there's the factor of talent, where for some people it comes easier for some people than others, and talent is just a natural factor, nature and nurture and all that. But even the dumbest person who knows nothing about mathematics, if they put in the time and effort, they can get good at it and understand. It varies from person to person, though. And that comes with a lot of skills, right? Anyone can learn a skill. It's all about repetition and just getting better and better and better. You have natural talent. That is indisputable. And for those people, it will be easier. But anyone can do anything if they set their mind to it and practice, practice, practice. Some people need the 10,000 hours. Some people need 20,000 hours. Some people need 5. Check the embarrassing TF2 bot crisis by the Waral. He reached the same conclusion similar to yours. Mine's much better, but no shock. Someone outside of TF2. Yeah, people outside of TF2 understand how heavily botted TF2 is. But because different video game spheres are so isolated from each other that a TF2 video coming from a CSGO YouTuber is not going to penetrate into the brains of TF2 fans. And his audience also doesn't really care for that because guess what? They play Counter-Strike. They don't play TF2. Not to say they don't play both games, but they're there for Counter-Strike content and not TF2 content. I missed a donation, sorry. Check Shekels for the next video fund. Thank you. Much appreciated. Can you make Zess, or whatever her name is, hold a strawberry? Yes, I will commission my OC to hold a strawberry as soon as I can. You guys have effectively funded one very good commission, and I will pay her to hold a strawberry, I guess. I don't know. No, yeah, people were very kind with the fan art over the last half a year. So thank you to everyone who did that for me. I really appreciate that. You're very kind. A lot of very talented people out there who do really cool art. So thanks. You're very kind. I have an email. Hey man, I can answer your questions on stream. And someone by the name of Emmanuel has emailed me on my Zesty email. He has some questions. I'm a fan of the channel, and as I'm writing this, I'm also listening to your post-upload Q&A that gave me a few questions of my own, and I'd like to ask. If TF2 is being neglected by Valve, what stops them from outsourcing it to another studio that they can still profit off of? It would give fans a usable product and still make Valve several $100 million. I think Valve is very covetous of their own IPs, and they're very hesitant to relinquish them over to somebody else. I think that's a major factor. Another factor is that TF2 is just not really on their radar, so they're not going to put forth the effort, let alone the legal efforts and all the paperwork that has to happen in order for that to take place. I think that's the primary driver behind why Valve wouldn't do something like that. And also, you still have people at Valve who originally worked on TF2, right? And so they're not gonna, they probably just don't want to see TF2 be handed off to somebody else. Search my name on Twitter. The discussion on your video is tame so far. Not gonna lie, perfect timing with the Welcome to Team Fortress video. Yeah, Hint Shot made a very cool video. Casual is a casualty and complaining is a crime. Amazing line. Second question. Do you believe other Valve games could suffer the same fate from TF2? Look no further than CS2. I mean, look no further than CS2 right now. It's basically going through something similar, except it's more cheaters than bots. There are a lot of bots in CS2, don't get me wrong. But the proportion of bots to humans is way lower than it is in TF2. Way lower. Wouldn't this constant neglect come back to bite Valve in the ass? Or do you believe they'll never face the consequences? So long as people keep spending money on the game, they're never going to face any consequences. So long as people don't hold them responsible for what they're doing, there will be no consequences. And even then, they're the multi-billion-dollar company, and they can just ignore it. That's the shitty reality, unfortunately. Can TF2 be ported to a different code engine to help with this constant bot crisis? Porting TF2 over to a different source code would not change the bot crisis. Because as you see with CS2, it didn't take long for people to update cheats and have bots running in that game. So putting it over to Source 2, for example, wouldn't change anything. It would just delay the inevitable. There have to be more consistent means of upkeep in order to keep bots at bay. And that is Treadmill work, and that is Valve's responsibility, and they simply don't do it. Strongly believe the future to anti-cheats is AI. I mean, that's what VACnet is. And we'll see what comes of it. Lastly, question 5. What are your thoughts on the 64-bit update? Do you believe that if Valve were to dedicate more resources to the game, this update could become the turning point with this decadent state? I mean, the 64 update is nothing but good. It's improved the game's optimization. Things run smoother. It's going to make it last a lot longer now, which is great. The problem is that that's not what's needed to keep the game going. It needs genuine care in addressing TF2's real problems, you know, bots and cheaters and what have you, in order for people to be even close to willing to come back. I guarantee you, if Valve had a functioning anti-cheat and there were no cheaters, you'd probably see TF2's player counts double very quickly, with genuine humans. Most people don't bother playing the game because it is unplayable. It sucks. Even if you don't answer these questions, thank you for the high-quality content you've given us over the years. I've been watching your videos maybe since for 2 or 3 years, and they have been infinitely entertaining. Thank you, Emmanuel. I am very glad that you like my content, and I'm happy you sent me questions. Strongly believe... Oh, read that one already. Hey, Zesty, hope you're having a good day. Thanks, man. Hope you're having a good day, too. Appreciate it. You are too kind. What is dead internet theory? I'm seeing that in the comments, and I'm seeing that in other places too. What is dead internet theory? Can someone like give me the TLDR? Like give me the 2-sentence summary of what dead internet theory is, because I don't know. All right, I'll just go dead internet theory. The dead internet theory is an online conspiracy that asserts that the internet now consists mainly of bot activity and automatically generating content manipulated by algorithmic curation, minimizing organic human activity to manipulate the population. Has anyone seen that fucking cutscene from that Metal Gear game? That's where we are. Like, we already know that Twitter, for example, is like 80% bots, if not more. Isn't that crazy? Instagram as well. Instagram and Twitter, for example, are like 80% bots. Isn't that wild? And people still willingly use Twitter and Instagram and assume that the interactions on those platforms are genuine. That they're real people they're interacting with. When any popular post that you see on Twitter or Instagram is probably botted and not real. So don't take anything you see on Twitter or Instagram at face value, ever. No, I haven't touched Facebook since high school. I don't use Facebook, ever. Facebook sucks. It's for 50-year-old and 60-year-old grandmothers. My mom is 60. Oh, fuck. I'm 30 this year, and I have no kids. I gotta make my parents grandparents soon, otherwise questions will be raised. Uh-oh. It was a conspiracy, and now it's just become reality. I mean, I think that was the inevitable end. That was the inevitable end to where the internet is going right now. I will be a wizard. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna hit wizard status before I have kids. Like that's inevitable. That's just where I am, man. I'm gonna be a wizard. I will get powers. I'm excited. I'm gonna have lightning coming out of my fingers. I can fly. I can drink wizard ale. Oh, it's gonna be great. I can't wait. I'm gonna get the fucking hat. So a wizard is someone who is a virgin until they're 30. Yes, I am a virgin. Shocker, right? I'm the guy who makes videos about Team Fortress 2, is obsessed with anime, collects Lego sets. Is it really a shocker that I've not had pussy? No, it's not. Really isn't. I'm gonna be a wizard, it's gonna be awesome. Lightning coming out of the fingers, I have like X-ray vision, I can make potions. It's gonna be awesome. I have a food. Oh, hey, yeah, I forgot. Look what came in the mail. She's here. You wonder why I've not had sex. You wonder why. She's here. My buddy got the sunflower version. The sunflower one. Oh, God. Y'all are funny. Use my wizard powers to destroy bot hosters. Sure, why not? Could do. Could do. You don't look bad, you're tall on a red flag. It's a red flag, you don't get any? Yeah. And I told you my red flags. I'm the anime video game nerd. What do you think is gonna happen? Anyway, moving on. The main argument against my new video just dropped. What is the main argument? Now I'm curious. Did someone actually make a response that quickly, like refuting my video, or is that a joke? Because if so, that's like they were like ready. That was a very fast turnaround. You should play Deus Ex, maybe. Why do I look like this? Yes, I am the nerd emoji. Actually... There you go. Get your screenshot. There you go. At least you can grow an actual beard. Yeah, I am thankful for that. I am thankful I can grow a beard. That runs in my family quite well. So the argument is that I made it. I mean, I expect that. That's just gonna happen, right? Just because of the nature of how the internet works and what have you. I mean, ultimately, like, I think the main counter argument that people can pose is that my data are not 100% accurate, and that's just a fact, right? But ultimately, if they pose that argument, it's going to be arguing over pennies and cents when we're talking about hundreds of dollars here, right? It's like, oh, your percentages were off by 5 or 10 points. It makes no difference. The vast majority of the players are bots, and that sucks. That, to me, is the only counter argument that I can see people making. No, yeah, it's always impossible to get 100% accurate data. Unless you're directly sourcing whatever it is you're sampling yourself. Like, asking people to their face, like, what is your favorite color, right? That's direct, true data. But if you're sampling something as complex as, like, you know, player data in a video game, or some kind of natural data, you can't be 100% accurate. You can do your best, and if anyone ever presents something as irrefutable, if anyone ever presents something as 100% true, like unironically saying that my work here is irrefutable and 100% true, they're wrong. That's not true. Good science is being able to acknowledge that you will never be able to hit that 100%. And that there's always room to do better and to grow in terms of the research and the work. What is mogging? I don't know what that is. It feels like some Zoomer stuff. What is mogging? Elaborate. Moonshine Part 2. I can grab a drink. It's a bit early though. I'll wait like another 20 minutes and I can grab alcohol. And the booze can flow. The booze can flow earlier today. Perhaps. I don't like drinking before 5 o'clock. It makes me feel like a bum. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not a day drinker. I know many day drinkers. I'm not one of them. What's the best epic rap battle of history? Wasn't there one with Darth Vader and Hitler? Whichever one had Hitler in it, because I laughed my ass off back in like 2009. Whenever that came out. There was 3? All 3 of them then. They were all very funny. A drunk stream when... Man. We agree! Yeah, we have to have a we agree moment in the chat, right? We have to have at least one of those before we close out. Give me some we agrees. The calling card of the chutties is the we agree and the pregnant man emoji. The Gregnance and the we agrees, the calling cards of the chudlings. So fucking dumb. Oh, it's so dumb. Oh, Jesus. We had to have a little bit of that, didn't we? Just a little bit. It's fun to lean into the stupid shit, right? They call you Hitler? They call my audience little Hitlers? Fine. We'll fucking just take the piss on it. Because it's funny. No, we're not making the strawberry a meme. The strawberry is not going to be a recurring meme on here. I refuse to accept that. No, sir. I refuse to accept it. We agree, Greg Nate. Oh, shit. I'm trying to think. Was there any other points that I wanted to talk about that I didn't include in the video? I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing, because I had like a list in my head of the talking points that I didn't expand upon entirely on the video. No, I can't think of anything else. I think that's everything. I mean, ultimately, there's going to be more questions as the days go by after the video's release. We agree. $2. Very expensive strawberry. $2 strawberry. Chocolate-covered strawberry can be expensive. Check your Discord DMs. You think I made a mistake? Yep. I made a mistake. That'll do it. We made a mistake. I gotta make this an emoji in my server. We'll do that. This is gonna be a new emoji in my Discord. So dumb. Oh shit. Will I actually make the Emporium video? It's already made. I will release that when I'm done with my channel. And I'll be moving on with my life. So, whenever that is, that's when you get it. The video is done. I made it last year. And the glory of already having it done is I can just keep adding more as things happen. So. Done with my channel or done with TF2? Done with my channel. Because, I mean, and probably if I'm done with my channel, that means I'm done with TF2 videos. Because if I move elsewhere, I'm not going to be making TF2 videos. Because this is, like, my channel is TF2 centered. And if I start doing things that aren't TF2 centered, it's going to, you know, rub people the wrong way. So I would have to make a new channel or do content here on my second channel that isn't TF2 related. And like, it's that weird whole like, oh, TF2 content creators get bullied whenever they make something different than a TF2 video. That happens on like every channel. Like if you have a channel that's centered on wallets, right? Like, oh, we make videos about wallets or dollars, right? And then all of a sudden they start making YouTube videos about gaming controllers. Their audience that they built upon dollars and wallets is going to look at the controller video and go, what the fuck is this? Of course they'll be pissed. It's like going to a McDonald's and ordering sushi. Or sorry, being served sushi. You're not going to McDonald's for a fucking spring roll. Of course, you can have the smaller part of your audience that is both a McDonald's fan and a sushi fan, and you're going to please them, but they're a minority. That is a universal thing on YouTube. Universal thing. Give me another 2 Mellow album. Let's do The Later Gator, original soundtrack. I will not please a McDonald's fan. McDonald's is ass. I do agree. McDonald's does suck. I am not a fan of their food. Maybe when I was a kid and the novelty of a Happy Meal and the toy was fun, but I don't eat McDonald's. I just don't eat fast food. It's not good for you. McDonald's is just, like, fast food rots your insides. Blech. I'll become a Sunny V2 clone. I really don't want to fall into that shitty trap of making terrible video essays. I mean, I already do, but I don't want to, like, lean into making just... Like, don't they make YouTube videos about other people? Like, isn't that what Sunny V2 does? Is they just make videos about other people's drama? That's not the kind of content I enjoy. Like, I'm not that invested in other people. I'm invested in the spheres around me, my friends, my family, my loved ones, and my hobbies. I'm not gonna, like, make videos about other people who are not in my life, if that makes sense, you know? Turkey Tom does, yeah, and I don't see myself making those kinds of videos. They're just not for me. Some of them are entertaining to watch. Like, I enjoy watching some of those videos about people that I actively used to consume. Like, for example, like, I don't know if people are familiar or watch like H3H3 way back in the day, if you remember the Chili Pepper, then that's when I started watching. Just to kind of see the gradual downward decline in the shift in content that he used to make really rubbed me the wrong way. And so watching other people kind of dissect what happened is entertaining for me. But I can't see myself making that kind of content. You know what I mean? Just not for me. You should make a strawberry mukbang. I don't like strawberries. I hate like I don't like berries. I don't like the only fruit I like is apples. I only eat apples. I don't enjoy any other kind of fruit. Like just plain fruit. Like if the fruit is cooked or made or put into something, sure, I'll eat it. But I only eat apples. I don't like bananas either. Bananas taste weird, and I don't like the texture. Do I like mead? No, I've never had honey wine, unfortunately. No, I don't like cherries. Grapes are okay. I don't like the skin. I don't like the popping of the grape in my mouth. It feels weird. Pineapples are too sweet and they're really acidic, and and mangoes are even sweeter. Just no. Favorite apple? Probably a Honeycrisp. Good softball-sized Honeycrisp apple. Yes. I don't like pears either. Like the skin of a pear feels like leathery and like fuzzy. Just, no. I like vegetables. I was like, yeah, sure, like fruit has vitamins and minerals. Don't get like fruit. We're talking about fruit now in a fucking TF2 stream. But like fruit has vitamins and minerals, sure. But there's also a lot of natural sugars. So fruit's not super healthy for you in anything other than small serving sizes. So I just don't eat a lot of fruit. Genuine question, with you leaving YouTube, what will likely be my creative outlet moving forward? YouTube poops, probably. Or I will pick up drawing, or I will go back to my music making that I was doing way back in the day. Who knows? There are various creative outlets that I could dig myself back into. No, I'm not leaving YouTube yet, don't worry. Like, I inevitably will. Like, I'm not gonna be here forever. So I'm gonna have to do something else creative with my time. Because I have that itch I have to scratch. I have to do something... I have to, like, the way I operate is, like, I have my normal day-to-day, and then I have to do something else in the background. Like, I have to have some background project, I have to have something I'm working on, right? Because it's something fun to look forward to at the end of the day. Like, I'm working, and then I can come home, and I can immerse myself in something I enjoy and work on that. And kind of shut out the world, you know? And I'll just have to find something else. Don't you think TF2 is Toho, but Me Become Real both are popular and have huge communities, but only few play the games, but sadly TF2 is bad. No, yeah, you're not wrong. TF2 is Toho. Yeah, in terms of a lot of people love the games, a lot of people talk about the games, but not that many people actually play the games. A lot of people love the characters. A lot of people put the characters in very strange, very strange situations. But not that many people actually play the games. You're very correct. You're very true. Am I getting Steam notifications? I have a trade offer? Oh, I have to sign that. I will sign that. What do I use to edit? I use Adobe Premiere, I use After Effects, I use Photoshop, I use Illustrator. Pretty much the entire Adobe suite is what I use to make my videos. Like, I can show you the project file for the intro real quick if you want. Just to show you that I did actually edit this myself. Just to show. Intro. Let me... Yeah, it takes a while to open because it is a beefy file. Let me bring this over here into the main project window. Fantastic. So, no, bring it out to the side. There we go. No, wrong way. Over here. There we go. Yeah, so just a little peek into my project file for doing the full editing. So I think the hardest part to make of the intro was this, like trying to get the fog right and like this little network of bots and making that work properly was really hard. So if you dig into here, each of these is an individual object that I had to do a random amount of movement on, and then I had to connect each of them individually with a line that is anchored to the center of the object, and then they move around like this. This took me a few hours to figure out in order for it to look right. All for it to only appear in the background for a few seconds, right? It only shows up in the background just for a little while. And then let's see, what else did I do? So this is a fairly easy. So like I'll just run you through it, right? So all this is a source filmmaker side shot of the sniper's head, and then a buddy of mine did this for me. He photoshopped a human skull into the background, and I put like a Raspberry Pi in the brain because like haha funny bot, it's a bot. Then transitions over to another source filmmaker render of the medic's head, and then over to the little bot network that I made. That's just a panning shot inside of source filmmaker. This is a 2D render of the head right here, and then you have some gradient backgrounds and some particle, like a CC particle world, just with some, black dots, faded spheres. And then this was fun to make. So this is the actual data that you see during the winter 2023 update, and I traced over it and animated a line. And so we have this moving around on one plane, and the background is it's like a grid in another plane. So this is a 3D camera inside of After Effects moving around on this one. And so that moves through like so. This next part was the most intensive for the rendering. So this is a whole bunch of random text, little blocks of my code that I just copied and pasted to look, kind of computery and digital to, have it look right. And then this kind of moves through like so. Oh god, it lags so much because of how intense it is to render it. But yeah, and then this operates on a 3D plane as well with a moving camera. And then the next scene transitions over into this. So you have that part of the house intro where each of like the individual body parts kind of rapidly flashes by like that. And so these are just the little individual robot parts from Man vs. Machine. And each of them has like a little diagram. And so like there's like little pieces of random text, like I did filamental idea indicator for external use only. The urethral bulb Mark 1. You can't really make out the text because it's blurry, but I did little Easter eggs are hidden throughout the intro. If you pause the video at the right time, you can see what these little pieces of text say. All-purpose like groan detector for bot traversing, or ground detector for bot traversing. Just little random things I put in there for fun. Warning, not a toy. put that in there. Do not. Do not place your penis inside of the exhaust unit. Severe burns will happen, not a toy. Just little funny shit to keep myself laughing as I'm going through this. And then we have the little Mega Scatterbomb bot network. I just drew this inside of Illustrator itself with all the individual pieces, and a little simple camera lens effect brings that down into the middle. Again, simple gradient background with some faded spheres to get that nice little effect, and then all the way through. And then we have another panning shot. I took this one directly from the game itself, so this was very easy to do. And then again, another very simple gradient background with little bots kind of like representing the spine in the opening of the house, or the house intro. Little random pieces of text, like if I do like a full render, like here's the full quality of the frame. If it'll render, come on. There we go. It's like there's the full quality of the frame. I'm running it at like 1/3 quality, because if I don't, then my computer will fucking die. But little random tidbits here and there, and then this is just directly from the Man vs. Machine intro, and then just a simple source filmmaker scene. And my thumbnail guy did the source filmmaker work for me, because I don't know how to use source filmmaker, but the rest of the stuff I did. So yeah, fun to edit. Someone asked me how long this took. About 2 weeks, roughly. because I'm not an expert at this, and I do my work in the evenings, so I have to kind of... like, if I want to recreate something, I have to kind of figure it out as I go. And so it takes me time. Where did I learn to edit? Just self-taught. If you want to learn how to edit something, there is a YouTube tutorial for literally everything. And just, I've watched a bunch of tutorials and practiced myself over the years, and eventually you just get better at it. And you build up your tool set and how you like your workflows and all the different effects you know and what they do, and yeah. That's the whole kit and caboodle. Yes, a lot of Indian guy tutorials. 100%. Yep, 100%. Sent me a DM. Please look at this video. Listen to this video. Listen to this video before I show the stream. Okay, let me mute my desktop. Oh, this, yeah. Someone did the German dub of my voice. Oh my god, I have so many fucking DMs. What did I do? Jesus. I will address those later. Holy moly. You know what? I want a beer. I'm gonna get a beer, and we'll chill out for a little bit more. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a drink. Enjoy my fan. I'm back. Sorry. Strawberry spam. I know. Okay, I lied. I actually just went ahead and made myself a drink. That's why it took so long. Went ahead and just... And so, I think I deserve a drink after today's video release, so... Cheers, guys. Cheers. Yeah, sorry, I was role-playing as Hassan for a bit, where I left my fucking stream empty for a bit. Open the pit? That is a terrible idea. I really don't feel like doing that right now. I don't feel like talking to people directly at the moment because I'm kind of tired. And if someone hits me with some hard-hitting question and I fumble, then it's like, oh, Zesty fucked up, and it'll be like a hate video within the hour. My fan was saying slurs while I was gone. Well, YouTube's filters are not doing their job. Is this my 100 crate unboxing special? No. Enough with the fucking strawberries, guys. It's a 300 crate. Dude, I can't... So, I've probably spent, like, if I give you a real estimate of the amount of money I've spent on TF2 since I started playing the game, Probably $20,000. $25,000. Over, you know, 16 years of playing the game. That's how much money I've spent on it. Easily. Somewhere around $20,000 to $25,000. Maybe 10% of that was spent on gambling. The rest was buying, selling, and trading items. Did I profit? You know what? Actually, I broke even at the end of it all. Because I got a gold pan. I invested in really high value skins. And if I sold off the rest of my inventory, I'll break even and I'll get all my money back. So, it's not an advertisement to invest in video game items, but ultimately didn't lose that much money. And it's kind of sad for me that I've invested not only so much time, but also money and what have you into this game to now have it being mishandled so poorly. And that really is depressing to me, because this is something I genuinely care about and was passionate about for years. And to see TF2 being mishandled in such a terrible way is just really, really depressing. Why am I going to Hungary? I'm going to visit a friend. A very good friend of mine, who is an artist. He's the guy that drew the little gremlin S in the video. I've known him for years now, and we're gonna go hang out in Budapest. It's gonna be great. No, not the anonymous artist, another guy. What car do I drive? I have a Ford F-150, 2008. 2008 Ford F-150. There he is. Mr. Ken Mito in chat. That's who I'm visiting. We did a Blue Archive tier list the other day. On his channel. Very fun. The main bot farm is in Budapest. Yes, I'm going to the source. I'm going to the source. Watch out for the taxi scams. No, I'm gonna have a native guiding me along. Don't worry. I have a native there who's gonna protect me from all of the notorious scams that people are telling me about. So I'll be safe. I'll be alright. Can't wait to go, honestly. I've never been to Europe. I'm very excited to see that part of the world for the first time. Free art in DMs. Okay, sorry, God. Well, I open my DMs and this is the first thing I see. It's my fucking fan! Oh, shit. Can I friend you on Steam? I'm gonna politely say no, mainly because I want to keep my friends list, you know, small, and, like, if you add me, I'll never talk to you, I'll never play games with you. I'm just saying I'm stating facts. Having me on your friends list gets you nothing other than me being on your friends list. So, that's just, yeah, how it goes. I appreciate the interest, I guess. Apparently I have art in my DMs, somewhere in my DMs. I have like 5, oh my god, I have so fucking many. Let me find what I'm looking for. That's not it. There's a Blue Archive meme. Bunch of stuff about toxic positivity. I'll read that later. I'm looking for the art that someone apparently sent me. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, this is what's happening, man. I'm slowly going through my DMs here. I've gone through my... Are we looking for is it a message request? I'll find it. Funny nerd emoji. Thank you for the... God damn it. Hang on, I'll post it on here. Here's the funny nerd emoji. There it is. So dumb. Funny. Oh shit, there it is. There it is. There she is holding the fucking strawberry. Smoking a cigarette, no less. Thank you. Now we have official art of Zess holding a giant fucking strawberry. Or Zess is very small. Actually, I kind of like the look of a cigarette in her mouth. I might have to use that in the future. Thank you for the art. I really appreciate that. You're too kind. Shit. Thank you. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, there's the funny art and then other funny memes. So I guess strawberry is now going to be a recurring meme. I have no control over this. Comically large strawberry. You put a cig in there because you're having to smoke right now? Hell yeah. Hey man, hell yeah. I don't know, like, there's always that kind of sexy allure of a woman smoking a cigarette, but I just think I would not date a woman if they actually smoked. It looks hot, but you smell like an ashtray. Imagine being that one guy saying random stuff about strawberry and cause an entire meme. It's his fucking fault. You've done it. Now we have nothing but strawberries to talk about. Have I had a girlfriend before? Yes, I have had a girlfriend, and it did not end with us continuing to be together. In other words, we broke up. So I've had a girlfriend before. I have had a girlfriend. Explain how I cannot gamba when the skins I want literally do not exist unless I make them. Because you'll never unbox what you want. If the skin hasn't been unboxed yet, it will never be unboxed. Because what you're obviously seeking is a statistical anomaly. You're probably going for some kind of strange, unusual, factory new kind of thing. So don't try, because you're not going to unbox it. It's not going to happen. Listen, with my first girlfriend, we never got beyond holding hands. So, don't worry. The wizard status is on the way. Send me something in DMs, alright. What did you say? Oh god. The moment I acknowledge I'm looking in DMs, people are just sending me stuff. God. I appreciate the funny messages. Finished watching your video and I feel so vindicated as someone who has quit TF2 and Dota and CS. For the same reason, I have to say this isn't unique to TF2, and Valve's entire business model revolves around having an army of dick writers to do the marketing for them. You're not entirely wrong. Memes. How many of you know what this is from? How many of you know the show and know the bit? How many of you know? Am I this old? Does anyone know what the Fire Marshal Bill? Someone got it. What's the show? What's the show? Tell me the show. You people are Googling it now. If I don't see a response immediately, I know you Googled it. In living color. Thank you. Fire Marshal Bill in living color. Christ, I'm old. Jim Carrey, by the way. Do I like horror movies? Not really. Hey, question. I got this as a little final hurrah for myself. I opened a few boxes yesterday, and I got this. I actually got a strange factory new steel brushed. I have no idea what to use this on. This just exists in my inventory now, and I don't know what to do with it. What should I use it on? Listen. Hey, listen. I already have. I have too many skins. Nothing wants to load. Look. I already have the shortstop. Already have the strange factory new shortstop. I was thinking the soda popper, honestly. I was thinking the soda popper because I don't have a good skin for the soda popper. Part of me also wants to replace my Warborn Panic Attack because like this skin looks really clean on the Panic Attack. That looks really good. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to replace it. I have a good Brass Beast skin already. Like, listen, I'll show you. I'll show you my Brass Beast. Boom. Strange factory new hazard warning. I got this for $40. 40 bucks. And I use it a lot too. It's fun. Thing is, I have a good revolver skin. Like if you pick a stock weapon, I already have, you know, a good revolver skin. Check the sniper rifle, steel brushed. I have a coffin nail. I don't know if I want to use it on that, though. What is my proudest item? Probably this. My strange factory new High Rollers SMG. I made this myself. I worked towards the skins. Made this myself. Traded up to it myself. And it will never leave my inventory. Someone gets the Lucky Star reference. Hell yeah, there we go. Very happy about that. But no, yeah, I made this myself. It will never leave my inventory. I love this skin. Someone, I mean, I could do... I mean, I could do the black box. I was debating on the, like, the sniper rifle to me is, like, way too much silver. There's not enough black. Like, if the stock was black, I'd probably use it on this. But I'm not going to. The black box looks cool, but also, the box is not black. I wouldn't want to use a skin on a black box if it's not black. That's why I just have, like, a normal vanilla black box that I use. Normal strange one. I'm talking shit about my sniper rifle. I mean, I just think it looks bad. Steel brushed is a little too, has a little too much of the silver on some weapon models. Like, the Iron Bomber strikes a good balance, I think. No, I'm not denying the revolver looks really good. Here, I'll show you. The revolver looks fucking clean with steel brushed. But I already have a revolver play skin, so I don't want to use it on that. No, yeah, the scattergun looks good too. I agree. Scattergun's pretty clean. Pretty decent. I wish this was black though. If this was black, I'd like it a lot more. Detonator's not bad. Hold on, let me... Okay, cool, I'm still on 2 mellow. Good. Yeah, Detonator's not bad. I did take a look at it. See, now this is the dress-up stream. I'm asking for opinions on aesthetics here. So, I had a thought. Here's my pyro, right? So, here's this pyro. This is my loadout. I have a degreaser loadout. Where is it? This is it? This is it? No. So, I've deconstructed my degreaser loadout. So, here's this. Here is my... Where's my detonator? Hello? There you are. So, this is my pyro loadout. I've been tempted to replace the flog with something else. I don't know. Oh no, titties. Everyone is so scared. Oh, boo-hoo. Anyway. I was tempted to replace this with steel brushed, but it matches the hat and the jacket, so I don't know if I want to. So I might not use it on the degreaser. I have yet to decide. What do you think? Think I should keep this degreaser? I think I will. I think I'll keep it. So probably not the degreaser. Why do I have that as a mod? Because I like boobs. Is that a problem? Is liking boobs not allowed in the year of our Lord 2024? If it is, then what's going on in the world? Grenade launcher? I have coffin nail, though. It's so hard to decide. Like, I have my coffin nail one. Super clean. How does it look? Fine, I'll look. It looks good on the grenade launcher. There's a good mix of color on that. Yeah, like a good balance on the grenade launcher. You're worried it might become a pyrocynical moment? Pyrocynical hid his game in shame to make it feel as though he was like fabricating something. Like, dude, if you have like Coomer mods in your game, just own it. Who gives a shit? Like, I'm not the only, like, oh god, I'm the only guy that uses the Fempyro mod. God forbid I want to look at a woman when I play a video game. Ooh. Right? Am I still taking questions about my video? Yeah. If anyone has questions about my video, then feel free to ask. Go ahead. Like I know in the coming days there's going to be a lot, but feel free to ask whatever questions you have. Is that the birthday song? The fuck? Lock and load? I was thinking about the lock and load. The lock and load's pretty clean. Unfortunately, I already have a strange lock and load. I've had this for years. I've owned this item since 2011. I don't want to get rid of this, and I don't want to replace it. It's my double-spelled lock and load, and I would feel extremely sad if I got my new play skin to replace this. I couldn't. I don't think I could do it. I don't know if I could. It's had the same name. It's had the same name since I first got it. Looks good on stock shotgun. It does look really good on the stock shotgun. From one boob man to another, thank you. No more will we hide shame. Why? There's no shame in being sexually attracted to whatever you're sexually attracted to. I don't know why we shame people for liking things like that. It's like, who cares? Everyone has their preferences. Everyone has their tastes. Who gives a shit from one person to another? You know what I mean? Ubersaw is clean. Tomislav? I was thinking about the Tomislav as well, because I'm not completely sold on my current Tomislav skin. Because this looks really good on the Tommy. Really good. Question about the video. Why didn't I use definite integrals to find the average player numbers in servers? Or am I confusing the mathematical equations and their use cases? If I had went into using integrals and what have you, it would have gone over way too many people's heads. The methods I deliberately used to present something as simple and as palatable as possible, so as many people could understand it. If I went into high-level complex mathematics, I would immediately lose so many people watching the video. I kept it as simple as possible for those reasons. I was discussing this earlier in the stream, that I had other higher brow methods, perhaps. But I didn't use them because it would have been too complicated. Tequila is good. Good shit. Good smoky finish on that one. What was I doing? Yes. So we have the Tomislav. Someone said shotgun. Looks good on the shotgun. I agree. Pretty good. But I have a good play skin. I don't know. I think I might... It kind of looks bad on the rocket launcher, honestly. You know what? I might just use it on the soda popper. Because it's one of the few skins that looks good on the stock, and it's not a fucking soda can, so it looks like a decent sawed-off. Persian Persuader. I mean, it also looks good on the Persian Persuader. I agree. But the problem is, I already have a cool Persian Persuader skin. Where is it? God, inventories load so slowly. I do find it funny that once a skin is used, it seems like it no longer qualifies it or organizes it by a certain thing. Where is it? Oh God, what have I done? Yeah, so I have my swashbuckled one. I don't want to replace it. I was wondering if I include a name tag for an item for me to sign. Yes, if you want me to sign something, please include the gift-a-pult or the gift wrap so I can properly sign things for you. If you want me to rename your item or like give a custom description, then yeah, I can do that for you too. Just make sure you include it in the trade. Otherwise, I don't charge for signing items. I find it kind of shitty to like charge people for signing items. Like you either have the time or you don't. Like, imagine if people would charge for signatures when they're walking out of, like, or they're walking on the red carpet or something. Hey, can you sign my notebook? Yeah, $5, please. That'd be shitty. No, I'll just sign it. Yeah, I got a very clean swashbuckled with no barnacles for a specific reason, because the barnacles look like shit. Looks bad. If someone willingly gives me keys for a signed item, then I will happily accept the donation, but I don't require it. Yeah, I think Soda Popper. I think Soda Popper, because I've actually been using the Soda Popper a lot lately and been having a lot of fun. So I might put it on there. Should I? Should I not? Should I? Should I not? I don't know. Oop, wrong one. Can you give it to me for free? No, I don't feel like it. I'm not feeling especially generous today. You know what? I could use it on the reserve shooter. I don't know. How am I able to make mods work on casual? There's a way to preload your mods. I don't do it myself, so none of my mods work in casual mode. But, I don't do it. I also, like, 99% of my time in TF2 these days is spent on community servers, so I don't really touch casual anymore, because casual's fucking unplayable. You see on the shortstop? Yeah, sure. I already have one, but the shortstop looks really good. Please let me give you keys to unbox. I will not refuse keys and cases given to me to unbox. But I myself am not spending money on this game anymore. Signed my strange minigun a long time ago, thank you. No problem, man. I do not mind. Anyways, I'll save this for later, but I think I'm gonna wind the stream down. We've been going for a while now. We've been going for how long? 2 hours and 40 minutes? Getting a little tired. Today's been a long day, kind of a stressful day because of the video. So I think I'm gonna call it here for now. Open a summer case with this? No, because I don't want to spend money on the game. I'm not gonna spend money on TF2. Do you think the people who keep incentivizing this forced positivity about the game actually know how dire the situation for TF2 is? Yes. And ignorance is bliss. Everyone is painfully aware of the situation TF2 is in. No one talks about it. Check my DMs one last time? Fine. I will check my DMs one last time. Oh god, there's so many. Oh, right. Someone asked me about the fonts that I use. Yeah, I will quickly tell you the font that I use. Lucid actually asked me what font I used in my video, so I'll do that real quick. Hold on. I have to refresh my memory. Let me open After Effects again. Hold on. I'll let y'all know. The main font that I use is called Lemon/Milk. I'll just type it. It's called Lemon/Milk. That's the main one that I use in pretty much all of my videos. Whereas for, say, a lot of my editing here, I think it's called Agency FB? Oh, shit. Hold on, it lags so much because Agency FB is the font that I use for this text. Agency FB is what I use. But the rest of it is called Lemon Milk. Lemon Milk is my favorite font, and I've used it for years. So, yeah, those are the fonts I use. Let me quickly finish going through DMs again. Yes, save. Oh, fuck, I closed it. Shit! I didn't mean to close it. I meant to maximize. So dumb. Oh, shit. What else? Funny doodle. There we go. We got a good doodle. Thank you for the doodle. Y'all are something else. Quick question, is there a way to fetch current active TF2 players on Steam in a given time frame? I'm not sure what you mean by given time frame. It's a question someone sent me in a DM. The way Steam's API works is the API updates every 10 minutes. And there is a limit to how often you can ping the API, but it's less than the 10-minute sampling. So you can ping every 10 minutes and not encounter any issues. But that's the only way that I know to actually get player data from Steam. And you might want to ask Mega Scatterbomb, because he's the one that did the bot for me that actually pings the API. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh god, this is based off of me, by the way. the original Wojak is based off me, and someone updated it into a strawberry. Oh shit, that's funny. Oh god. Interesting. We have a TF2 weapon model. That's kind of close. It might have a few too many extraneous details for a TF2 weapon model, but it's pretty close. It gets there. I think if you remove either this rivet or this rivet and simplify the model just a little bit, kind of get rid of a few of these extra details, then it will be much more in line with a TF2 weapon model. It's already like 95% of the way there. This is pretty good. I'm assuming you made this. It's pretty good. Y'all are something else, man. What am I gonna do with y'all? Seriously. Y'all are a hoot. Someone asked me my favorite Elden Ring weapon. The blade, I forget the name, but it's the one where you slice people and when you kill them, you get health. The katana, it's really cool. I dual wielded those on my first playthrough. They're very fun. Let me see if there's anything else. Beware the critics. Beware the critics. Graduated from Reddit University. Do you think your video will affect the economy? I don't know. It's gonna greatly depend. People sending me memes. Zesty will always be a gem. Thank you. Someone fucking did a transparent version. Thank you. Y'all are hilarious, man. Jesus. Will I still do TF2 live streams? Yeah, I probably will. I like the game. It's still fun to play. So, when's the next video? Don't ask me. I mean, I just got done with this one, so don't ask me when the next video is, okay? Just give me time. The next video will be done when the next video is done. Alright? Cool. So, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the donations. Y'all are great. I hope the video was impactful in some way. And we'll see how people process this in the days to come. So yeah. You guys take care. Thank you for the thank you for all the donations and all the kind words. Had a lot of fun today. And I will see you guys later. Take care.